In verse 4, Jesus says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." This isn't a mourning over our circumstances or our troubles, or certainly over the consequences that result from our bad choices and sinful actions. This isn't a mourning because of the consequences of sin, but rather a mourning because of sin itself, present in our lives and in the lives of those around us, lamenting the fallen state of this world, which God never intended this world to be, but was corrupted by sinful man. We see Jesus in John 11:35 when he's going to see Lazarus. It says Jesus wept. He knew Lazarus was going to be raised from the dead, but he wept because of the pain, the sorrow that sin had caused. His friends, the people he loved, he lamented the state of this world, which he never created that way. And even Jesus felt this sorrow because of sin and the way that it impacted people around him. And because of sorrow, because of sin in our lives, because of temptation, we can feel a grief and a heaviness and an anguish, and we recognize this isn't our home. We can also mourn because in the flesh, God can seem distant from us. He can seem at times to hide his face from us. And we can lament over that, mourning because we don't have more of his presence, mourning because we need him and we need his comfort. And we can throw off the comforts of the world which do not satisfy one bit. We know that the comforts of this world cannot satisfy the mourning that comes from a heart which needs to be comforted by God. We see in 2 Corinthians 7:10, it says that godly sorrow produces repentance which leads to salvation. And there is no regret in this. This is the type of sorrow and the mourning that Jesus talks about. But it says that worldly sorrow leads to regret and it leads to death. So when we're mourning over the state of this world, when we're mourning over sin and lamenting its presence and lamenting the fact that God seems to hide his face, we can feel distant from him, we can come before him. And in 2 Corinthians 1:3 it says that God is he's the Father of mercies and the God of all comfort. And as we draw near to him in our sorrow, in our mourning and our sorrow, he will comfort us with his comfort. He will restore his presence to us in a deeper way. He will reveal himself in a deeper way. He will show his face to us. His comfort will overwhelm us, and it will overcome the mourning and the anguish inside of us. The only comfort that can do that. And as he draws near, we experience more of his presence, we experience his comfort, and we see him clearly. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted.